Hey folks, how's it going? Welcome back to the Secret Lab. I got a review for you guys today for the movie Spun from 2002. It's directed by Jonas Åkerlund. The music was put together by Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins, and the opening line in text in the movie is based on the truth and lies, and it's, I don't know, that's a good way to put it. Well, now I'm going to play you just a little bit of the trailer real quick, so I can just kind of show you a little bit of what's going on, and we'll talk about it a little bit. But here we go. So it's got Jason Schwartzman, John Leguizamo, Mina, what's her name? Sorry, I gotta grab my notes. Mina Suvari, Brittany Murphy. Let's see here. Patrick Fugit, Mickey Rourke, and Debbie Harry. So, and there's a lot of other actors that cameo in here or have a little bit longer parts. But basically, this is a comedy, a black comedy slash crime drama. There's the cops. Fun fact, Alexis Arquette is one of those police officers in the movie. Anyway, let's get this down here. So, I mean, this movie is about meth. Plain and simple, you know. It's really the interactions and kind of like the stories of these people going through 3 days in Eugene, Oregon, as they kind of like, you know, their lives are falling apart around them because of their addiction to this horrible chemical. It also has this really interesting way of showing you the experience of the drug through their eyes and how they interact, and just like really good acting, in my opinion, for what you think when you hear about people being tweaked out or spun out, you know, like with really clever cut scenes and jump cuts, sections of the little like jump cuts which are like super sped up, you know, like there's a scene where Mina Suvari, sorry, I can't, so I got it written down because I can't remember how to pronounce her name. She's chewing on gum, but they speed it up and they kind of close up on her face, and her teeth are all nasty, and it's just things like that, or, you know, like them shuffling feet. There's a reoccurring thing that I've noticed in this movie where the main character Ross, which is played by Jason Schwartzman, where he keeps doing this with his nail, you know, and they keep zooming in on it, and that coupled with like these like slow kind of depressing songs, and like just real good selections for, you know, just, you know, not soundtrack, but like, you know, like the as far as music, but like just like tones in the background to kind of give you this manic anxiety feeling as these people are you know, ruining their lives. It's a pretty well technically put together movie, you know, for 2002, which is when it came out. Look at that, it like lights my face up. You know, so, and it's real fun. It's really dark at times. There is some stuff like I'll get into here in a minute, because I also want to talk about where to watch this and the issues I had trying to watch it, because I watched it fairly early in the early 2000s. I didn't watch it in 2002. I watched it probably around 2007 on IFC, because back in those days IFC was like, they were actually showing independent films, and this is a pretty independent film, even though it does have a lot of bigger names. But it's just got that indie feel to it, and it's definitely worth your watch if you're interested in watching a indie movie that's a little funny, it'll make you think, it'll hopefully steer you away from doing meth. But anyway, it's just it, and like I said, it's intertwined between, like, you know, people getting busted for the stuff. They're trying to find the cook, so they're, you know, they get the small fry to get to the next guy, and it's really funny, the interactions, you know, and Mickey Rourke as the cook is very believable. He's a wrestling fan, and he's just over the top character, you know, and it's funny because you also have Debbie Harry, who is Ross's neighbor, and she is pretty hardcore feminist, I guess, is what they're trying to portray her as. But in this case, she's pretty right about what she says about what's going on with the men that she's interacting with, because they are kind of all scumbags. But you know, she's kind of in a lot of ways, she's very similar to Mickey Rourke. She's a tough character, but like the opposite, like, you know, kind of a straight-laced, just no BS kind of person. But on the opposite side of what Mickey Rourke would be like, being the drug-making loose cannon. So if you can find this movie in its original format, I do suggest it. You know, and so I'm going to get into into the next section of my video here, where I'm going to talk about something I experienced trying to watch this movie. And bear in mind, as I'm saying this, I am fully aware that I censor myself in these videos to present them to you guys, because I want to reach a wider audience. And I personally don't feel that me cussing or being vulgar, for the most part, is beneficial to what I'm trying to do here, you know? That being said, I think that when somebody makes their art, so to speak, it's important to try to preserve that as best as they can. And I remember back when I was a kid in high school, Slipknot had come out with their first studio album, which I think is self-titled, and there was kind of a little controversy because they were selling it at Walmart as it being edited. But if you bought it from Walmart and you played it, it wasn't edited at all. Every word was exactly there, every curse word and whatnot. It wasn't bleeped out or changed. And Corey Taylor in the sleeves explained that basically, you know, it's like, this is how we wrote the music, and it's kind of dumb to try to sugarcoat something or change the way you present it when the subject material is already, like, you know, kind of crap, or not crap per se, but, like, you know, vulgar and stuff like that. So that being said, I jumped on my my iPad to watch this movie, you know, so I could do this review, so I'd have it fresh in my mind. And right away I noticed that even though it was a R-rated movie, everywhere I looked at it, because I looked at it on, I know it's on Vudu, I know it's on YouTube as a rental, and I know you can watch it on Prime Video. Okay, it's got the R-rated label and everything like that, but if you watch it, it is actually very heavily edited. In my opinion, the most ridiculous way possible, because frankly, it's a movie about meth. You know, it's already a dirtbag movie about some dirtbag content and culture, you know? And to take that and you know, decide that, like, you can say the F-bomb, the S-bombs, the D-bombs, everything, except for some reason, as soon as they drop the C-bomb, they bleep that part out. That was the first thing I noticed, and that's pretty early in the movie, and I was like, that's really weird. Why would they do that? Now, like I said, I don't want to get too much into spoilers or anything, because I want you guys to watch this movie. I don't want to sit here and explain it to you. I just want to explain to you, like, hey, this is a good movie, or this isn't a good movie. You should watch it. It's like a review. So anyway, there's certain scenes where people well, the dude goes to a strip club, right? And you know, there are women that are walking around topless, you know, but for the most part, it seems like most of the women are dressed, and I remember that being kind of the case when I saw the movie uncut. But there's a certain scene where the main character is sitting down in front of the stage, and this lady is thrusting her pelvis at him, you know, and he's looking down at it, and he has a hallucination where he sees her downstairs open up and swallow him in, and it goes through this little cartoon animation of all that over reality, and all that's blurred. So I'm like, okay, well, that's really weird, because I mean, like I said, artistically there's a reason why they did that, and it's kind of really weird and ridiculous to me that it's okay to watch people snorting meth and doing all these other things and making meth, but you can't show a downstairs, which is further exemplified later on, where there's a sex scene, and they blur out the ladies downstairs for most of the scene, but there's also parts of the scene where they blur out her chest area. But it's very inconsistent, because there will be parts where it's not, and then there is, and it just goes back and forth, and it's very disjarring, and ultimately it does kind of take you out of it, in my opinion. It affects your submersion in the movie, you know. And I'm not sitting here like being a pervert and saying like, oh, well, you know, it's like, oh, you didn't let me see the downstairs, so it's like, what the hell, you know. No, it's like, it's literally like you're ruining somebody's artistic story, and you are, you know, like, I think when you go watch a movie, you should get immersed in your experience, and when there's like this jarring portions like that, it kind of sucks you out of it. And there's also another scene, like cartoonish scene like that, where they edit it again, so they blur out this whole other section of this artistic section of the movie, which is an artistic depiction of like what's going through this guy's mind as he is, you know, ruining himself, and he's been up for days, you know. And that being said, that's something that I did like about the movie. I mean, I have, whether it's the original or this interpretation of it, was they actually show the degradation of these people as they're being up for all these days, and it's definitely something worth watching. And kind of pay attention to it, because like you can see them, like, you know, falling apart in that aspect. And finally, my last gripe, as it were, about the R-rated edited version, which is the one that you will probably run across, unless like, I'll talk about that here in just a second. Let me just get through this last part. There's a section in this movie, and like, once again, I don't want to ruin it for you guys by, like, you know, being spoilery, but basically there's a part where Mickey Rourke's character is saying a speech, and in the original movie, which, like I said, I've seen, he says the P word almost every other word in the speech is the P word. So it's funny in the sense that, like, it, once again, it's very disjarring that, like, you're trying to watch this movie and you're trying to listen to what's going on, but you can't, because every other word in this speech is bleep, and if the bleep is bleep bleep, then bleep, like that, you know? And you it's like, it just totally throws off the whole scene, because that was like one of the more comedic parts in the movie, and it's totally ruined by this weird morality policing. And the thing is it's you know, I remember growing up in the 90s. You know, I remember the moral panic of the right wing and stuff, and you know, it's like back in those days, you know, like the left was very much about free speech and stuff. And, you know, sadly to say that this is very much left-wing censorship, you know, because it's like, I don't think people should degrade women, but also don't think that you should ruin a story because you want to take care of somebody that is perfectly able to take care of themselves. Because you don't have to watch this movie if you don't want to. If it offends you, then don't watch it, you know. But don't ruin the experience for everybody else. Is what I've always tried to say, you know. It's like, to each their own. But anyway, that's basically where it falls off for me. Like I said, once again, if you want to watch this version of this movie, you can watch it by renting it on YouTube. If you have a Prime membership, you can watch it for free on Prime. Or you can watch it for free with ads on Vudu. Now, I know that they have the uncut version on Vudu. If you look it up on Prime, it says it has the uncut, but I was not able to access it. It says it's not available, so I don't know. Your mileage may vary. Or, you know, ultimately you can jump in your boat, you know, row out to the high seas and do whatever you want to do, you know? But, you know, seriously, if in the state that is the most accessible, I would give this movie a, I don't know, a 4 out of 10. It's not super terrible, but it's not average and it's not great. You know, so it's not a 1 or a 2 because it still conveys some of what you want to see and it still kind of tells you the story. It's just, like I said, it's very disjarring. And, but, like, you know, the original uncut movie, I would give that about a 7, you know? Once again, it's not great. It does make you feel a little gross just because of some of the content and the way it's portrayed. You know, the comeuppance that some people get, and just the fact that it really does show you how bad this drug can ruin your life. So, I mean, it does have funny parts. It is a crime drama in certain senses, and it's kind of also a cautionary tale, if you would. So anyway, yeah, if you're into that, if you want to see something that's really interesting from 2002 that apparently we can't make today because of the delicate sensibilities of certain people, then go find yourself the uncut director's cut and watch this movie and let me know what you think. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching this. If you're watching this on Facebook, please like, comment, share with your friends. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Really, just let me know what you think. I'm at 29 followers on YouTube right now. I'd really greatly appreciate it if that get that higher. You know, it'd be great Christmas present. You know, if you guys, you know, just take a couple of minutes, make yourself a YouTube account, and just sub to me. You know, I'd greatly appreciate it. You know. Because the more people sub, the more likely more people will see these videos, you know, and I want to keep doing this. And also, don't forget that I'm going to be doing the 12 days of the 12 days of Halloween, the 12 days of Christmas, starting Sunday. Sunday will be the first day of Christmas because we're going to do a video a day till we get to Christmas, you know, and I got some really interesting selections for you on that one. So, and those won't be reviews. They'll just be like, hey, check this out. And then, you know, it will be very similar to my Halloween videos. So, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate y'all. Thanks for sitting through my rant, too, about censorship. Because it's real weak mindset that you you have an R-rated movie and you still have to censor it. It's pretty weak in my mind. Anyway, thanks for watching, like I said. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.